Hi, my name is Tanisha, daughter of Manivannan, and my matrix number is 06D8023F1040. Today, I would like to talk about case 1, and I would like to first describe the ethical problem of the case, where a junior staff member has recently returned to her full-time work after taking a special leave to take care of her elderly mother. And despite being highly competent in her role, she is struggling to manage her mother's home care arrangements, which has caused her to miss several meetings and leave work early. Then absence leave have increased pressure on both herself and her colleagues, affecting the team's overall workflow. At the same time, one of her male colleagues has begun making inappropriate and sexist remarks such as a woman's place is in home, and has been underestimating her performance, causing additional emotional stress to her. As her manager, I'm faced with an ethical dilemma, balancing compassion and support for her personal situation while maintaining fairness, team efficiency, and a respectful work environment. Hi, now I would like to talk about the identification of the affected parties, where the first one will be the junior staff member. She is the first victim of this case, where she went back to full-time work after taking care of her elderly mother. She has to face emotional and physical stress in balancing her caregiving role with professional responsibilities. Added to this, inappropriate remarks from a colleague have further impacted her confidence, mental well-being, and overall job satisfaction. She may also feel that management is unsupportive, which can lead to disengagement and reduced productivity. Secondly, I would like to talk about the male colleague, where he used to make sexist and other improper comments. His behavior violates ethical conduct and standards of professionalism adopted by the organization. Through disciplinary action against he must be justified. This should be complemented by ethical and sensitivity training to ensure correction of behavior and instill awareness about workplace respect and boundaries. The third one is the other team members who is also been affected in this case, where they mismatch in workload distribution caused by the absence of the junior staff member and early leaves of the junior employee. Some may feel frustrated or demotivated, believing the case is to be favorism and unfair workload management. If the situation is not resolved accordingly, their trust could be hampered regarding how the management can resolve workplace issues. The fourth one will be the manager, or we could be called as supervisor, where is now ethically responsible to make a decision that should balance fairness and compassion. We need to safeguard employees' welfare, ensuring the productivity and maintaining the team's morale. This dilemma can also test the manager's leadership's ethics, decision-making capability, and commitment to professional integrity. And the last one will be the organization, where itself becomes a victim when the internal culture involves, where the reputation and credibility are hurt due to unsolved ethical issues. Inadequate handling of harassment or inequality may lead to legal consequences, including erosion of employees' confidence and low morale throughout the departments. It is essential to maintain ethical standards and implement clear workplace policies in order to safeguard the long-term interests of the organization. I would like to talk about the solutions that have been selected and its advantages and disadvantages. The first solution is to ignore the situation and hope it resolves itself. What are the advantages for it? First, it avoids immediate confrontation or conflict, and second, it requires no additional time or administrative effort. But the disadvantages is that it fails to address the root causes of the issue, and it also encourages unethical behavior and weakens the management's credibility. Second is to discipline the male colleague for inappropriate comments. What are the advantages that we are getting from it? It is reinforces ethical behavior and organizational standards, which also demonstrates that disrespectful and sexist remarks will not be tolerated in the company. What are the disadvantages? It may cause tension between staff members if not handled delicately, could be perceived as overly punitive if communication is not transparent. Thirdly, it's discuss flexible working arrangements within the junior staff member. Advantages is that it shows compassion and understanding toward the personal challenges, which also means that junior employee. And secondly, it enhances employees' well-being and job satisfaction. Disadvantages, it could lead to perceptions of favorism from other team members, requires ongoing monitoring to ensure accountability. The last point is to hold a team meeting to address workload distribution and conduct. Advantages, easy, encourages open communication and transparency. It also allows employees to make or share perspectives and find mutual solutions. Disadvantages, it's a risk of emotional confrontation if not facilitated properly, or sensitive topics may make some participants uncomfortable. I talked about the selection and justification of the best solution, where the first one is to address inappropriate behavior, where we have to take disciplinary action against a male colleague for sexist remarks, and it also prevents a toxic work environment among the employees. Secondly, provide flexible working arrangements, allow adjusted hours or remote work options for the junior staff member, and it also helps her balance work and caregiving responsibilities. Thirdly, which is encourage team communication, where we have to hold a private or group meeting to discuss workload and cooperation and builds teamwork and empathy within the workplace. About the discussion based on the fundamental. I would like to talk about discussion based on the fundamental principle by MIA laws. And the first one is integrity, where we have to act honestly and fairly in handling the situation. We also need to ensure that all the decision reflects ethically and professional standards. Secondly, it's about objectivity. Objectivity makes judgments based on facts and not emotions or personal relationship. We also have to avoid bias and also avoid allowing sympathy or frustration to influence decisions. Thirdly is professional competence and due care, where we have to manage the situation responsibly while maintaining work quality, and we also need to ensure that decisions do not negatively affect the team performance. Fourthly is about confidentiality, where we have to protect the junior staff members' personal and family's information. And we have to also keep disciplinary actions and discuss it privately. The last one is professional behavior, where we have to maintain respect and professionalism all interactions. And we also have to uphold all the firm's reputation by promoting ethical conduct. I would like to talk about the key consideration in resolving this case. The first one will be the fairness and equality, where all the employees should be treated equally and without bias. The manager must make decisions based on facts, balancing the junior staff's needs with fairness to others to avoid favorism. Secondly is to protect the employees' well-being, where the emotional and psychological welfare of both employees must be prioritized. Support can include flexible work options, counseling, or behavior training to create a healthy, inclusive workplace. The third one will be upholding ethical and professional standards, where all the actions must follow company's policies, ethics, and laws. The organization should reinforce zero tolerance and for harassments and promote accountability and respect. The last one will be effective communication, where the employees must be open and have a clear communication to help prevent misunderstanding. The manager should also explain the decisions, set expectations, and hold a team discussion to rebuild the trust and cooperation among the others. I would like to talk about the course of action that can be recommended among the employees. The first one is to implement a flexible working arrangements to allow the junior staff member a flexible or hybrid schedule to balance a caregiving and work showing empathy while maintaining the productivity in the company. Secondly is to provide counseling and support services, where the company can offer access to counseling or employee assistance programs to support emotional well-being or promote a caring workplace culture among the employees. Third is to take a disciplinary action against the male colleague. Address sexist remarks through formal disciplinary measures to show that disrespectful behavior is very unacceptable. Fourth is to conduct training on workplace ethics and professional conduct, where we can hold a mandatory training on ethics inclusively and harassment in prevention to reinforce respectful and professional behavior. The fifth one is that we can redistribute a workload fairly, where to ensure the tasks are evenly distributed to prevent overwork and maintain fairness across the team members. Last one is that we can encourage an open communication where it can promote a safe and open environment where employees can share concerns lately or freely, building trust and responsibility with transparency. What is the conclusion on this case that I got as I'm the manager is that in conclusion, resolving this ethical dilemma, a thoughtful balance between empathy, fairness and professional responsibility. Now, as a manager, it is essential to address inappropriate behavior promptly while providing necessary support to every employee that facing a personal challenges. By implementing flexible work arrangements, promoting open communication and enforcing ethical standards, a positive and respectful workplace culture can be also achieved. Taking decisive yet compassionate action not only ensures fairness for all parties involved but also strengthens trust, teamwork and organizational integrity in the long run. Thank you very much.